1, Spanish 2, Health Science 1, Health Science 2, Health, like, Introduction, Public Safety. They're like, you want to do something? I'm like, no, get out of here. You can page 12.
All right. So we said if you had a high temperature, you had higher resistance, and if you have a low temperature, you have lower resistance. So we do not want to have high resistance or higher temperatures around circuits. So, for example, in server rooms, what do they do with server rooms? They have them hot or do they keep them cold? You keep them cold, okay? You want to keep temperatures down where there's a lot of circuitry because they're generally speaking going to heat up anyways. And so you need to try to keep those cool to keep the wires and the circuitry cool, okay?
Wait. That's what we are.
We're going to this lecture hall. You're going to hang out in this rector because there's no windows or doors. Well, there's doors, but there's no windows. Back there, there's all that glass on the cabinetry. And so if there was a tornado, the glass would blow out and we could possibly be hit with shards of glass. Ow. What?
I feel like you should be able to wear certain types of hats.
Right.
Like I get some hats, or like hats that have stuff on them. Or
You're not supposed to wear any hats in the building.
yeah, I know.
Staff and students.
I can understand hoods to an extent, but I feel like if you're having a bad hair day, you should be able to put like a hat on.
You're wearing scarves.
Like on their heads? You're not supposed to do that.
But they love them, right? Right.
I don't want to tell you about that.
Like if you have a beanie, I feel like people should be allowed to wear a beanie in school. Like my hair goes everywhere, especially in the wind. So I walk outside, wind, hair day, ruined, and then I come to class, it's everywhere.
I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. All right, so this is what I'm talking about with like extension cords, okay? So let's say that you need to plug in an appliance. And you're trying to make sure that your appliance doesn't catch fire or you don't burn your house down. All right, what kind of extension cord would be better so that it doesn't create resistance? A long extension cord or a short extension cord? That's right, okay? Short has less resistance. Now, typically, people go to the store and they look at the prices and they go, oh, 50 more feet is only a few more dollars. So I'm going to get the longer one because I get more for my money. All right? Well, as those electrons have to travel through that other 50 feet, it creates more resistance and more heat on the cord. Okay? So you use less resistance traveling through a shorter distance. So you want the shortest cord possible, okay? Which is why I asked you how many of you have really long cords stretching for your phone. So if you're using the long cord and you need the long cord, that's okay. But if you just have a big wad of cord sitting on your carpet, you need a big wad of cord sitting on your carpet to charge your phone. No, you don't, because that's just adding extra resistance to get to the electrons to your phone. Okay? Everybody got that? All right, the next one is diameter. Okay? Diameter, we know from math class, is width, right?
Sure.
You know how wide it is, whether it's like wide like that or like that. Okay? Which one is easier for the electrons to move through? Something that's really narrow or something that's big and wide? Okay? All right. Would it be easier for y'all to go up the main hall right now where there's no kids and students on it? Or would it be easier for you guys to go up the main hall? Oh, give me a break. Or would it be easier for you guys to go up the main hall at class change between third and fourth period?
Nobody.
When there's nobody, right? When it's empty. So it's much easier to go through when it's empty like this than it would be if it was like that, right? So when it's wide, there's less resistance. When it's narrow, there's more resistance. So if I sent you up the main hall between third and fourth period, when all those people are there, it's very narrow, right? There's not a lot of space to get through the hallways, okay? So if you have a narrow wire, it's going to have more resistance. So it's sort of like going shopping at Big Lots and buying those cheap Christmas tree.
What's on the word?
But I can't move.
Don't
Telling you,
All
no,
I'm here is a
no.
piece of the conversation because they're going to leave. All right? So, this is like buying those really cheap extension cords. You know, you can buy it like Big Lots or Dollar General at Christmas time or at really any time of year. But a lot of people buy them at Christmas time for Christmas lights. Okay? The really thin, flat ones. All right? Those are really narrow and it's hard for the electrons to flow through. Should you use those to plug in a TV?
No. I get the big orange ones that are like.
All right, no, because they're going to get hot really fast. Now, if you need to plug in a TV or a refrigerator or an air conditioning, what kind of extension cord should you get when you have all those electrons trying to flow through there and power that? You need a wide extension cord, okay?
Cut on.
Yes. Now, those are power strips, and you notice power strips have those big wide cords because you need a lot of electrons to flow to that, right? Right, Diavion? Put your phone up.
Okay.
Now, if you get an extension cord, should you ever put it under carpet?
No.
No, because if they get hot, what's it under? Carpet, and it's going to cause a fire, right? Should you put your extension cord or your charger under your blankets in your bed?
No.
Should you put your phone under that?
No.
Because does your phone ever get hot?
Yeah. I'd just be cold. I don't want to get blankets and then my phone would get like really hot.
And what could happen to that?
Blow up.
It could, well, I hope your phone won't blow up, but it could cause a fire. All right? They have resistance too. All right? Now, the last one is composition. And we've already talked about this. Which metals do we say were the best? Copper. Yes. We said copper. Silver. And which one? There's one other one we said was really good. And gold. Okay, those were our metals that were the least resistance. Now, we have other metals that we can use that are pretty cheap. I mean, copper has come down in price from a couple of years ago. Do y'all remember when people were stealing copper out of houses and out of buildings around town because the price of copper had gone up so much?
The strip copper from like junkyard.
Yeah, at least it's come down and people aren't doing that anymore. But it's still not as cheap as like aluminum foil or iron, which is pretty readily available. But still. All right. Now, from there, we need to talk about the last math formula. And I'm not even going to work on one question. And because even Trevor was like, I got this, Ms. Wall. So we're just going to talk about the pieces just for Trevor. All right. So the last math formula, other than one more, that's in waves. Okay. We won't even do it in the next
I don't
unit.
think you know what the word last means. Well, you said last math formula. Like, clear.
Right. No, you said no.
There's one more after this one.
Any more calculators?
We need
For
one.
the rest of this unit.
We need one
We
more.
gotta get a calculator.
We'll need a calculator when we get down to that quiz review thing. Down there, number 4. Because we're gonna practice, but we won't till we get down there. All right. So we've already done power. So I put the unit back up there in case anybody forgot power is watts. We did V yesterday, and we said V was voltage. What's the other name for voltage? Anybody remember it?
Potential something.
Potential something something. Potential difference. Very good. And current is amps. Okay. And this one's an easy one because there's no denominator again.
Wait, I got a question.
Yeah.
So, you know, people was on make music, right?
Yeah.
They say amps like little box and all that.
Yeah, it's
So
current.
that's-
Yeah, how much current, how many electrons are flowing? More electrons, more amps.
It's from the electric guitar.
Huh?
So that's why it's called an electric guitar. They plug it into the amp. But
Okay, so if we solve this question, all right, I don't think if I asked you to find power that anybody would confuse this power question with the power we did, I don't know, 4 weeks ago now,
I remember.
all right? Because the other power was work over time, right?
Yeah.
So if Liliana read this, you wouldn't be confused, would you, Liliana? Because it doesn't have time in it, right? What's the key words that it says this time? It says find power, but what's in it that makes it different? What's this say?
Volts.
It says volts and it says what? Amps. So would that confuse anybody when you read it? What was that, Jose? He said no. All right, so we're going to use P equals VI. All right, so I'm looking for power. What's my voltage? And what's my I? So, but my point in this is, would you think to use power equals work over time when you read this question? No, because you don't have any work, you don't have any time. So I don't think anybody is going to be confused between the two formulas when you look on your orange card. You wouldn't be confused, would you, Otadell? No. I don't think anybody would. So you're going to get 30, and the unit is the only part that stays the same, and it's going to be watts. Other than that, nothing is the same about the solving of the formula. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're okay. Even Trevor's going to be okay with that math. Me of the, I can't stand math in this wall.
I can't say. I did it.
What math class do you have this year?
I had math 3.
Math 3?
I was in there with him.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
It was
Did he stay awake?
terrible.
No.
No. Okay.
No, it was terrible because the first quarter I didn't have my classes. And she put me in the back of class.
He just left it. Okay. All right. So does anybody know what DC current is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Direct current.
Very good. Okay. DC stands for direct current.
I wrote on the back of my opening.
I don't care. You can turn your notes in on the back of the openings. I have lots of people who do. All right. When he turns the openings in, if his notes are on the back, it's fine. All right. So, what does direct current mean?
It's direct.
Really?
No, I need something besides that.
The current is direct.
I need something besides that.
Going,
Straight. Going directly into the current.
And you know something about the electrons.
The electrons going directly into the
The electrons going straight to DC.
Going straight to DC.
one direction.
current.
See, I say that.
You can say in one direction or the same direction. I don't care which. All right. But the electrons all have to flow in one or the same direction. Now, can anybody give me an example of where we use or see DC current? All right, hold that thought. We'll come back to that. All right, the second kind of current is called AC.
Alternate.
AC/DC?
Alternating, yeah.
Yeah, so that band is AC/DC.
Yes, I know who AC/DC is. Not that old. All right, alternating current. All right, so this one is where the electrons flow in a reversing direction. And this is where I really liked when we had Brain Pop, because I had some great graphics for these.
Here we go.
No, because it used to cost between $500 and $700 the first couple of years we had it, and now it costs over $2,000
To watch it.
to have it. Yeah,
To watch.
because that's how popular it got, and they priced themselves out of for us to have it.
These idiots. I wish I would.
I mean, other schools I'm sure do pay for it, but I
It
could
was a
not.
good thing.
I just can't afford it. I mean,
I wish I would, bro. I slept with
PTSO bought it for us for a few years, but now
They said that y'all tripping.
Yeah, and y'all tripping, we get aboard.
But
So, where would we see alternating current versus DC current? Alright, so in a gaming system, how is it powered?
You plug it in,
Okay, so you what?
you plug it into the outlet.
That's right. Okay, so alternating current is an outlet.
I hate how some
Outlets,
are like,
power lines.
yeah, jam the cord in there.
Okay? Any electricity that comes from outlets or power lines is going to be alternating current. So, what's direct current going to be? Huh? I need something more.
power plug,
How else do we have power besides outlets?
air,
With a switch.
Switches in all circuits.
solar.
But, I would be willing to bet you that almost every person sitting in here has one.
A fan.
A charger.
A fan.
Oh,
Not everybody has a fan.
Wait, don't say that yet. Okay,
What do y'all all have?
Whoa.
so
All have a phone. How is it powered?
battery.
Throw it back.
Solar power.
Is your phone so
That's
loud?
about if we get it right. I got it. Yeah.
Probably it's
Solar
free
power.
time.
Batteries are direct current. Whether you're talking AA, AAA, CD, or lithium ion, Alright. those are direct current. Now, we can talk about rechargeable. Because rechargeable are still direct current. They're all gonna, those electrons all flow one way, and then what happens to the battery? It's gonna die, and what do you have to do to it?
Charge.
You gotta recharge it and force those electrons the other direction to recycle.
So, you know, like a car battery.
Mm-hmm.
You can't recharge those things.
Yes, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
Of course.
A car battery's function is to start the car. Okay? If you only have a car battery, your car's gonna run for about 10 minutes and die. Okay? Its function is only to start the car. What keeps the car powered? Anybody know?
Yeah.
No.
Water.
No.
Oil.
No. Starts with an A.
The key and the
Alternator runs the car. Okay?
oh.
So if your alternator is bad in your car will run approximately 10 minutes, okay, and it will die. If your battery is bad, you can get someone to jump start your car, and as long as you don't shut it off again, your alternator will recharge your battery, and you're good to go, okay? Go to an auto parts store and get your battery replaced, and you're fine. But if your alternator is bad, you have nothing to recharge your battery. So that battery is only going to last for a few minutes.
There was like a wait,
Might make it 10,
and they got like
and it's going to die.
So how long does the battery, car battery usually last?
5 to 7 years.
Oh, well.
yeah, that lasts a long time.
You know, some people get longer than
Why can't we
that.
have one?
But generally 5 to 7.
Batteries are controllers.
Huh?
Controllers.
And controllers, they're smaller, generally speaking. At one time, batteries were not self-maintaining, and you used to have to pop the tops off and add water to them. But now most car
Add
batteries
water.
are add water. Yeah, now most batteries are self-maintaining. You don't have to do anything to them.
There was a video of like a group of people that they would buy like kind of junk cars. They'd be like fine to run, and if you replace the oil with baby oil, and like all of it, and it ran for miles
Oh,
on
okay.
baby oil, and I was like, yeah, but like you just spent like $50 on baby oil.
Because if you go buy a lawn tractor battery, you actually have to mix the acid and the water together in the lawn tractor. It doesn't come pre-mixed. You have to do that. Yeah.
You know that ladder when you gotta get like a egg or something. Something that you got like this battery ready. You gotta make. I don't know what's called.
Cable?
Is it an electrolyte lab?
I think so.
Okay.
You gotta come with lights on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can do it with potatoes and that.
Oh yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
Yeah.
You
All right, 2 types of batteries.
do that. I want to do that.
Last thing. All right, the 2 types of batteries. Dry cells are the first one, okay, which is what most of us are familiar with. Okay, this is what we use all the time. A dry cell is a battery with a solid electrolyte. Electrolyte. Okay? Now, examples of this are what you are most commonly used to. All right, your double A's, your triple A's, your C's, D's, not double D's, cell phones. All right. If you cut them open, you would see solids inside. They might be gooey, but they're generally going to be carbon, a rod. Some might have a gooey sort of magnesium hydroxide goo inside because they're alkaline batteries, but they're going to be a solid.
Wait, so can you actually like?
You're not supposed to open cell phone batteries, by the way.
How you
Say what?
supposed to like?
You know, how are you? Yeah, D cells, a lot of times in science classes, teachers will cut them open with wine.
Oh, you can use it, so you can just.
I don't write, the cell phone batteries do not open. I don't know if they'd explode. But regular D cells, you can cut them.
You said you don't know if they explode.
I don't, so that's why I said leave those alone. All right, and a wet cell. All right, a wet cell is a battery with a liquid electrolyte. All right. Now, this one, the best example I can give you here is a car battery.
Also, that's why they pour water and things.
Yep. This one, if you, and I don't recommend any of you do this, but if you ever work with cars, have you ever looked at like the cables and you see that corrosion that's built up? That's the acid and stuff on a car that builds up. You can get it off and clean it off. You can use baking soda and water. Easiest way is pour a soda. Coke, Sprite, something like that on the post and then hose it off. Okay? It's very acidic. It'll take it off. Okay? But you can use tractor batteries. All right? Hard enough to imagine. I know y'all probably don't mow your own grass, but you know, I have a yard, I have to mow mine. I'm talking about a lawn tractor, people. I'm not talking about plowing the fields.
Oh.
Okay, I'm talking about plain old yard tractors. Yeah, mine's a little bigger than yours, I'm sure. So you know, I'm not push mowing.
You mean the tiny ones that are like you?
You talking about the way that you whip around it?
Yes.
Oh, that you grab and like walk?
It's like no,
the ones
They don't have a battery. I'm talking about the kind you sit on and drive.
Oh, yeah.
Lawns dry. Can I get some water with it?
I want an acre blade is not much, but it's more than I want to push mow. No, until you got to push mow it. What?
You own there?
Yes, I own a house.
Can I get some water?
Yes,
Did you build the house?
yes. I didn't build it personally, but I bought it.
Did you have it built?
Why didn't you go? You gotta pay it off.
I didn't design the house. It was a
Not a
brand new
lot of
house.
West Nile.
Yes, I'm brand new house.
Wild West was like, hey.
What you mean, like your grandma built her own house?
Mortgage, like,
Did you build her own house? No, but they
Yes,
have it
I'm
built for
paying
them.
Paid on for 14
Well,
months.
they were the only ones that ever like built me a house.
No, it's only 1,600 square feet. It's not huge. 3 bedroom, 2 bath.
How many brothers?
2.
I mean, how many?
3 bedrooms, 2 bath.
Eight back.
It's a normal size house. It's not gigantic. It has a living room, a kitchen.
She got her nice little mansion, 15.
No, I do not.
I got a house.
3 bedroom and 2 bath.
I live on Becker.
All right. Questions about what we've got so far before we have the quiz box? Because we're going to practice after we do the lab. All right. Now, before we do the lab, oh, stop moaning over there.
I'm about to
Y'all
laugh.
are the moaniest people I've ever in my life met.
It's the internet lab.
Internet.
Okay, we'll do that first.
What do you
what first?
We'll do the practice later.
No.
We'll do the internet lab first.
The practice what?
We don't need to do the practice at all.
Yes, we do.
We don't need to practice anything right now.
Get some minutes relaxing over here.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I put it the link in Google Classroom. just to make life easier on you.
My stomach hurts.
Let me say. Because I'm nice that way.
Thank you.
You're nice.
I try some days. Some days I don't try as hard. All right. That's right.
Thank you, sir. Well, my grandma called me sir one night a couple weeks ago. Oh, yeah, they really call me sir. You ever been called sir by your grandma? It ain't.
Yeah.
It don't feel right. Oh, this is the lab. This is a lab? Oh, hey, mama. Oh, it's not yelling.
You're raising their voice.
So we gotta do it on our computers.
It's a lab.
You're yelling.
No, it's not. It's an internet
No.
lab.
It's
That's
there.
the second part of the order.
Oh.
Nick.
Internet is one word.
Exactly. You said it was the second part of that word.
What is that? Spoiled again.
Soiled it.
Soiled it. Soiled it.
What I was trying to ask earlier. What is the what is minimum? Like, what was the starting thing?
Oh, well, I have to kind of, you go in there with it, but, I mean, it's raw. It's raw.
Like, if I went in and got that number, which was maybe.
Elizabeth,
What? Nah.
you be talking, man. You know what you be doing.
Got this one.
You would not be. But we're here and like one color.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
All that.
Yeah.
You
Just go to that.
I don't like that.
This I have gold, green, any.
I bet you did that when y'all were doing something.
White.
Elizabeth.
Like, I'm not gonna take somewhere. Thank you.
God.
Like, $20.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Man, my stomach is growling, and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait till lunch, and then I remember I'm in Lexington.
Lexington. Wait, so is it because Lexington, the rich get paid?
Lexington gets a grant for lunch, so they only get a small amount of money for lunch, or whatever amount of money they get. Normal schools use the money that we spend on lunch to buy better lunch, but since nobody buys,
It doesn't work that way.
I ain't gonna hold
It
I ain't gonna hold you.
that's why we get free lunch, because the government pays, not the government, the state pays. If students pay for lunch, they usually a lot of that money goes to the lunch.
I used to pay like one time a
And
year.
then you getting subs. I get free lunch anyway because like income. I think, but in like New Jersey, I've been eating like pulled pork subs for lunch. Like I'm here and they're like, "You want a Pop-Tart?"
You ate what?
Pulled pork subs.
Well, Trevor,
Yeah.
you know why you get a popcorn?
We get pulled pork subs, steak, cake, like actual cake.
The address and all that.
Well, because y'all was, well,
Nah, I went to like the second richest school in Jersey, but that's only because like I live near it.
good food.
Northern Burlington regional.
Good.
Oh, middle school?
Or no, high school. I went to like almost the richest school and then.
Do your lab.
School. I am doing my lab.
Can we not talk to them at the same time?
We doing that,
But hey, you know what the best was?
AKA Dirty and
You say you never listen
Oh,
to
we could have something yesterday.
Or if I have.
Well, what do you mean was
You
it
know what
election?
Ronnie is wrong?
Huh? What's what? Oh, on the back side of your lab sheet at the bottom. It talks about inversely proportional and directly proportional and what that means. So when I ask what the relationship is, I want you to use the words inversely and directly proportional.
Okay.
Okay? Does that make sense? On the lab sheet, where I say, what is the relationship? And I want to know inversely and directly proportional. I've explained in the bottom on the back what that means. So if you forget, it's down there at the very bottom in bold. You can look it up.
Elizabeth, did you Not be.
No, write the words out. Don't write DP and IP or any of that weird stuff.
How's that weird? It's just in this.
Write it out.
Well, that's a lot.
It is not a lot. It's not like I asked you to walk to the track and back.
That's
I already did that and you did fine.
But it was wet.
What's Where's it at?
Where's what at? About halfway down.
Why don't you ever put it in order? Right.
Because once I put it in there, I don't know how to fix it.
Is it resistance?
teacher?
Resistance in wire, in the wire.
You know, some things I'm not the most tech savvy about. Is the one that says ohms and then resistance in a wire. And if you look at the directions, it tells you which one to do first.
Ohm's law.
I even put a picture beside it.
Ohm's law or resistance to a wireless.
Ohm's law. I believe. Interactive. Oh no. Move the voltage volts. Oh snap. Wall.
But
I went all the way down to resistance and turn orange. Oh, never mind.
so seeing how the letters are reacted, you should be able to say whether it's directly or inversely. Look at who's getting bigger and who's getting smaller.
No one's getting small. The R is getting small. The
So-
R is moving.
So look at the I, or the R, look who's getting bigger and who's getting smaller. And then you should be able to tell me inversely and directly, based on what's on the back side of the worksheet. If both of them go the same direction, both increase or both decrease, it's directly. If one gets bigger and the other gets smaller, it's inversely.
Put those right here.
Yeah. Everybody with us on that?
I was listening. What was you saying?
I think you're probably okay.
Okay.
Derek, you gonna do the assignment today? You gonna do the lab today? Okay. Gonna start sometime soon? Okay. Just asking.
I got this more man. So we all gotta use calculator.
You can, go going. Question I got? Ask away.
What is this talking about? It says what's large shape.
So you see back here how it says mold directly and inversely? And both quantities go the same direction, meaning they both get bigger, it's directly. And if one gets bigger and one gets smaller, it's inversely. So you get, okay? So does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're looking at on the computer. And you're still looking at whether they both get bigger or smaller and figuring out if it's directly or inversely or not. And you're looking at those letters. Okay? Figure out what it is. I'm asking you based on what you know, what you think. Question.
And I'm saying that.
Yeah.
What's all this wrong?
Say what? What?
What's all this
What's wrong with what?
formula?
Nothing. Right here, if you don't understand.
How?
Okay, so you're increasing the resistivity.
What's resistant?
The one that says resistivity right here. This one. All right, so I hit reset, so everything's back up started. All right, you're increasing it to 0.75. You're gonna drag this little bar up. So 0.75. Right there, bar. Okay, and what is the resistance?
Oh,
Write it down.
Right here?
And then answer the question as well. Oh. I need to move this stuff. You put it on a stool, and then you're doing. Grab my blue pen over there. You're doing all that.
Don't need to be reading.
Nope, you don't.
You want to put the unit?
Of course.
We use exception.
Number 7.
Number 7. I don't know.
It's fine, good question. Okay, that's in light bulbs, so very thin.
Oh, based on what you've learned, what would you think? They have a very thin filament that glows hot. So-
Okay, made proportional enough?
I'm just asking you, is it a high or low resistance? Yes, my dear.
What is this again?
Degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Let me show you what you're doing now.
Wait, number 7.
All of that for the quiz tomorrow. What? You're just telling me which one has greater or less resistance.
Is it this one?
Which one, or more or less? Greatest? Yes. Greatest resistance would be the higher temperature.
So was I right when I pointed it at?
Yes. Turn the music down if you can't hear me.
I didn't hear you, I didn't understand.
Oh, okay.
Are we turning these in too?
I'm thinking yes on this. I'm thinking I'm gonna take a grade for it.
Practice,
Huh?
practice.
Yes. Otherwise, people just won't do it. All right, you can put the computer up, and then y'all are doing the front, and then front and back of that. That'll put next thing.
Well,
Well,
this is making me mad.
what's making you mad?
How you gonna have us put a tiny, like an exact number? Like every little tiny little bit you make, but you can't even get on that number.
If it's off by just a tiny bit, I won't take off.
But that means the numbers ain't gonna be there.
Should be able to come pretty close.
Right, it's a one.
Sure.